me call this meeting to order for the Sheffield Board of Selectmen for January 6th, 2025. First item on the agenda is the approval of meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from December 11th, 2024, December 12th, 2024, and December 16th, 2024.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from December 11, 12, and 16. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is update from Berkshire Regional Planning Commission. I'm guessing Brett's in the audience. There he is.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Brett.
So, just a quick update, but I want to do something a little different. So, we have committed about $645,000 of the funds. We've not spent that much, we've committed it. As you know, there's a little bit of a difference. So, we've got $150,000 more to go. The good news is we have 15 applicants. We're kind of at our peak. We might have some extra funds towards the end, but we do have a wait list for those funds. So I think we might get to a 16th household, which is really exciting. But I was thinking on the way down here, I was like, what am I going to do to keep these people interested in my updates? It's been a while, it's almost 6 months now. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit. I can't tell you about family identifiers or anything like that, but just kind of who we're helping, I think is really important. So our northernmost person in Sheffield is kind of up on 7 on that side. Our furthest person is Ashley Falls. We reach all the way from 41 all the way up close to the New Marlborough line as well. We have everyone from families of, our largest family is a family of 6, so 4 children, 2 adults. Our smallest family is a 1-person household, but someone who's on disability and just needs some extra funds to take care of their aging home. So we kind of get the spectrum that way. But I really think, one of my favorite, I'll call them family A or something, right? It's a family of 6. They have 3 kids, 2 adults. Both of them are working hard, and they have one of their adult parents is living with them as well. They're drawing Social Security, but 2 working adults. And I think it's great because we've been able to put a new septic system, a new roof, and get all the lead paint out of a house in this project. So that's the kind of work we're doing. The more I was thinking about all the folks we work with in Sheffield, I think that's kind of I don't want to say the typical applicant, but a really great example of the work that this is doing. I think that project was a little over $50,000. The exciting thing too I can announce is that we're working with the Get the Lead Out program now, which essentially on one project is going to save us close to $40,000. So that's $40,000 that someone else can get too. So we're trying to be really innovative in our funds and how we approach these homes to make sure everyone gets as much as they can. But just wanted to share a few little anecdotes like that for you to really know who you're helping by sponsoring this program.
Thank you, Brett. I think that's really helpful for the audience to know as well. I think we're all sort of familiar with the program, but I think that's really great information.
Yeah.
I
was going to say, any questions from you guys for me?
Comments?
Well, it's funny as you raise that issue. Do you ever feel that there are any barriers to people applying that we should be addressing in any way?
Honestly, Sheffield was really, I shouldn't say easy to get applicants. The Sheffield, I think it's Sheffield Times, is that right?
Yeah.
We put one thing in the Sheffield Times and we have had plenty of interest ever since. So we've been really good there. I think the larger kind of problems on our end aren't really related to Sheffield, but related to contractors. There's, as you know, it's hard to find good contractors. It's hard to do things in the winter, kind of that stuff that none of us can control. But overall, I think this program has gone really smoothly. I keep telling myself that, and I keep waiting for something to happen. But overall, it's been a really smooth program. And I've worked with Rhonda quite a bit, and I know we have some extra program income funds that our program would like to use down as well. That's funds that when someone pays back the lien for whatever reason, those funds go into a separate bank account the town has, and we are able to use those funds to, again, get maybe another household. That's kind of what I'm hoping.
That's great. Thank you.
I just have
Thanks.
one other question.
Yeah.
So when you talked about what you had done in the family house,
Yeah.
are those the typical repairs that you see, or do
good
they
question.
vary a lot from that?
They really vary. I would say we deal with our big 3 ticket items, just expense-wise, are septic systems, roofs, and lead paint. We had, lead paint, it's really hard. It can range from $900 to $35,000, just depending on what kind of lead paint's in the home. Septic systems, you guys are lucky in Sheffield, you have pretty good soil types, so those are ranging about $25,000 a septic system. That doesn't include like the Title V inspections and stuff like that, which is around $1,500. And then roofs, of course, depends on the size of the house, but I think the estimate, I'm trying to think of a good, probably a typical roof runs about $30,000, which again, doesn't sound a lot when I have $750,000 to spend, but it's a lot to a family who doesn't have that. So those are our 3 big ticket items. And then depending on the home, we do a lot of other stuff. So that can range from dehumidification, right? So a lot of time folks have worked with Mass Save, which is a great program, but they oftentimes will weatherize a home without adding extra like valves for that built up humidity to escape. So we've been doing a lot of that work. A lot of electric code work. So a lot of people don't have I always forget the name, GFDI? Yeah. In kitchens and bathrooms, so updating those. Bathroom vents. I had no idea where I come from that is not code. So Massachusetts, I was like, oh wow, we gotta add bathroom vents. So stuff like little things like that can add up as well. I will also say, the Berkshires are kind of out of the way for a lot of contractors, so we always see a little bit of a premium just based on how far they have to travel.
Getting to us.
Yes. But yeah.
Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, of course. Thank you all very much.
Pat?
Sorry, Pat Levine, 261 East Main Street, Chair of Board of Health, and I just want to commend, I've been working with Brett for the last year or so on a problematic issue. His dedication to this and willingness to try and make it work in whatever way possible is absolutely outstanding. A pleasure to work with, and I'm so glad that we're engaged to the benefit of the community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. I'm sure that makes Brett feel very good. Okay, I think I'm going to move item number 5 up so that we can help this family. Item number 5 is the action regarding waiver of right of first refusal under Chapter 61A on East Road. So we have a letter from Attorney Ferris that is asking us to waive our right of first refusal on a property of Jeremy, Arthur, Abigail, and Jessica Green it's 19 acres on East Road. There's always a right of first refusal when a property is in 61A, so we have to give permission to allow the property to transfer.
And the reason it's happening at this time is that there was an oversight in the original agreement or something,
Yes.
right? So we're sort of hoping to move it along quickly.
Yep.
Did you have any comments you wanted to add, or?
Yeah, come right to the, just identify yourself for us.
Grace Enschel. I'm from Hellerman Robbins. I represent the prospective buyer of this property. Attorney Ferris was unable to attend tonight, so he stuck with me instead. But yes, I think the property owner had paid the rolled back taxes in 2022, and the assessors prepared a release of lien, but nothing's been recorded, so we're just looking to clear up the title. And I know Attorney Ferris had sent in a proposed notice of non-exercise, and I have one here too, if you
Yep.
We
It's
have
the
it.
same.
Yep, we have it.
But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but.
I'm happy to make a motion to accept this.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
I guess I mean, do you accept a right of refusal or do you deny it? It's kind of confusing.
We accept that we've been offered the right of first refusal and
And we
we're
say
going
no.
to say no.
We pass.
We don't want it.
Can I give you this one? It adds just 2 words in the acknowledgement.
Sure.
Is missing, and it's
Yep.
just so we don't have to type it in when we record it.
Yep,
Thank you.
yes, absolutely.
But Jill, it's got to be notarized, so we'll get it over to the office once I do that tomorrow. Perfect.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a lovely rest of your evening. It was very nice to meet you, young man. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't want to leave. And I thought you'd be bored. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
The next item on our agenda is number 3. We'll go back up to number 3, an update on the town administrator position. We did post the ad again with MMA. Did it go?
It's going to Vermont and I believe Connecticut. New York does not have a municipal listing place for municipal that we could find anyway. But
So at this point, we've received two applications, and we're open until the end of January to accept resumes. And we are hopeful that with the new year, someone will be looking for a change in their career path.
Put it on LinkedIn?
I'm sorry?
Did you put it on LinkedIn?
No. Okay, action regarding appointment of firefighter, number 4. We have an application from Carter Lotz, who lives on Hulda Lane in Ashley Falls. And I read last week that Carter finished his firefighters program with the Connecticut. That's where they go for their first firefighters.
Yep.
I've known Carter since he was a little boy, so I would be fully in favor of appointing Carter as a probationary fireman.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You okay with that?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. You're so quiet tonight.
Just be thankful.
Just be thankful. Okay. Item number 6 is final update on the ARPA funds. Rhonda?
So the select board has committed all of the ARPA funds, and that all had to be done by the 31st of December, which was when we found out that you had to have either spent or had a contract or an invoice for services before you could commit the money. So giving it to any organization to just hold on to at that point would never have worked, not an organization, a board or committee. So providing the housing with the funds that they requested would have been rejected by ARPA, so that wasn't something that you could do anyway. So the uncommitted funds that we have left will be towards 25% towards the newest cruiser that's coming, that was just ordered probably about a month ago. We're getting a USDA grant, and our responsibility is 25%. And the remaining funds of about $50,000 will go towards the contract for EDM, the designer for the highway garage. Because we had a contract with them, we could put the money towards that. We did use the funds to repair Kellogg Road Bridge. We used the funds to repair Boardman Street, where the road was caving into the river. So we used for those 2 expenses. And the 2 highway trucks that the voters had voted to purchase with free cash, we used the funds to pay for that. So the funds set aside from free cash will flow back to next year's free cash, because we had a contract for them and we had had an invoice for one. It was a way to use some of the ARPA funds.
Yeah, we certainly didn't want to return anything.
No,
And this was a last minute shift because of this finding
correct,
that it had to be contracted. So
correct.
Rhonda worked over what I think was the holiday to figure out how to do that, which we're greatly appreciative of.
A little bit of scrambling to make sure that we didn't have to return any of that money. And that was a great job done by Rhonda to get that all taken care of, because I know that Selectman Kilmer would not have been pleased if we had to send any of that money back.
No. That would be an understatement.
Board member items. Lee?
Nothing.
I'm good.
Bob? I don't have any either. Rhonda, any town administrator
I
items?
do not.
Well, that takes us right to public
I
comment.
may make one announcement, which is, I think we probably need to make every announcement until May, which is that we have a number of positions open.
Yeah.
And that we should probably remind people every week to reach out to people who might be interested in running for select board or planning board, where we have an opening on, I believe just one opening on select board, unless one of you has news, or unless you have news for me. And
2, I think, on planning.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you for remembering to do that. Okay, public comment. Come before us, Mr. Larkin, please.
My civic duty. I want to bring up what I consider.
Could you identify yourself and your
Okay.
address? I'm
Jim
sorry.
Larkin, 174 West Road, same place I've been forever. Anyway, I thought I would just alert you to what I consider a bridge scam, a crime in progress. Now, this scam is not the scam that Bob, when he bought the Brooklyn Bridge. It's not that scam.
It's not that one?
No, it's not that one.
Okay. Bummer.
Did you get a bill of sale for that, Bob, or what?
Sure.
Okay, anyway, we'll get past that. Let me give you a little, what I consider a background. We got some cat equipment, gotta have parts. Go to the dealer, super dealer, north of Albany. Anyway, it's always fun to go into this dealership, and I enjoy like going to the shop. Get in the shop, this is probably 2-3 years ago now. Anyway, they got a rock truck in there, takes up a good part of this room. And they're redoing it part by part, bolt by bolt, the engine, everything. So when this machine gets finished, even including the upholstery and the cab and so on and so on, it's either new or renewed and repainted and so on. So when it goes out the door, it's as good or better than new. Why do they do this? Because they saved, at that time, 500 grand. Today, probably $600,000, that's why they saved. So, I mean, you can do this day in and day out. Now, here we are here, town reopens Kellogg Road Bridge. That's $600,000-700,000 is peanuts compared to what's going on here. I was over when they opened it up, and it looks like they did, I thought, a super job. And to me, and even according to the contractors there, the deck was beautiful from underneath. Looks like the bridge is like 100%. Now, if you think they're gonna tear the thing down in 2 years, you might as well buy the Brooklyn Bridge. That ain't gonna happen. If the thing is functioning and is like 100%, it should stay there longer. The reason why I'm really here is because this scam has been going on for 50 years and probably go on for another 50 if somebody doesn't stand up to it. This bridge right here should be still there. You know why it's not there, because it wasn't maintained. Likewise, and even the replacement now. I mean, it seemed like somewhere along the line, somebody has got to learn something. And in the case, let me get to the Kellogg Road Bridge.
Please.
Okay. The thing with the Kellogg Road Bridge, it looks like to me, it's an up-to-date bridge, sidewalks, so on and so on. All it needs is a few more dollars to be spent on it, and it'll be as good or better than new. So, and if that's the case, the next step you have to do is scheduled maintenance. Not half-ass every 50 years. Scheduled maintenance, like 3 years, to clean the bridge, show up with a compressor, you clean the thing clean, and you do whatever necessary. If the paint needs to be repainted, sandblasted, repainted. If it needs to be improved by welding a plate on a web, you do whatever you have to do to make the bridge as good as new. Now, if you do that on a regular schedule, you will double and triple the life of the bridge. Now, the number's even worse than I thought. So you're talking about, you know what the replacement is, according to this. You know what the interest on that $6 million? Just the interest overwhelmed the maintenance cost. Maintenance is pocket change. They did this for $85,000, another few $1,000s to put the bridge as good as new. You're gonna tear the thing down? I mean, this stupidity has been going on for 50 years, and all the elected people, including the people here, and even the citizens are at fault too, let this happen, all the way up to Boston, all those people. The worst offender, as far as I'm concerned, DOT, those people are paid to maintain these highway and bridges and so on facilities. And then on top of that, the engineers, I'll put them in that group too. They're useless too, to just perpetuate this stupidity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Larkin, for
My
your
3 minutes
comments.
are up already. You're rolling your eyes
Your
already.
3 minutes were up quite a bit ago, but I appreciate everything you're saying, and maintenance is absolutely on the forefront of the Select Board's mind on our bridges. Thank you for coming before us
Something
tonight.
to be done about it. We're going to do it another 50 years.
We're going to get right on it, Mr. Larkin, right on it.
I see you rolling. I see you rolling your eyes already, and I can understand going for another 50. But you are on the low end of the totem pole. There's a lot of other politicians way over you.
Pat?
Pat Levine, 261 East Main Street. I am concerned. I understand why ARPA got spent the way it did, but there had been a commitment for the library's elevator, which I'm worried about. Will some of the cash that was replaced be able to be used for that matter?
It's still on our to-do list. We just couldn't use the ARPA funds because we didn't have a contract in place to
No, I understand that.
So I tried with the proposal to convince him that the proposal was enough, and it was not. It was not a signed contract.
Okay.
So that will go on to the Maytown meeting. I know that's not what you wanted to do, but it will go on to the Maytown meeting for a free cash expenditure.
Right, okay, and by then we'll have it sort of lined up
We
and,
will.
yeah.
We'll
right.
have gone out to bid and have it ready to go.
It has not come off of our priority list.
Great, it was such a
We
traumatic,
made a
No,
commitment,
yeah.
and the commitment is still there.
Yeah.
confirming.
We are still dedicated to getting that work done.
Thank you
We just
very
have to finagle how we get there.
Thank you.
Anything else? I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good night.